All right, guys, so here's part 3. So there wasn't actually any portion of your student activity sheet that was dedicated to part 3. However, there is a part 3. It's understanding the long-term stream flow using tree ring science. So it kind of got its own little assignment here. What you're going to be doing is creating a big PowerPoint. Well, not a big PowerPoint, a small PowerPoint on one of these areas. So we've talked about tree rings, we've talked about, the climate changing, and you're going to be able to pick from different sites, and then you'll be exploring them a little bit. So these are the 3 potentials that you can go to. You can go to San Juan River site in Arizona. You can go to the Pueblita Canyon, New Mexico, or Four-Wheel Drive Cuba in New Mexico. So you'll need to have an image from part of your site that shows trees you feel would be good candidates for coring, and a map showing the location of your site. So I have a PowerPoint that I'm going to post for you, and this was a student PowerPoint that was completed. So here's Pueblita Canyon, New Mexico. So this is what the option that they chose to do. So these were going to be the candidates for coring. They did predominantly gnarled trees. And they also figured that they would do some of these trees as well in the background and foreground. This is a location site. You just picked some place that was near Pueblita Canyon. And here's another picture of where the area would be at. It's in this Navajo Nation reservation. It's in this little green portion here. Whenever they went on Google Maps, they did some observations. They said it was predominantly pine trees. They were sparse, low-lying bare shrubs, a few leafy ground shrubs, somewhat rocky. So you're just telling me what the area looks like. Is there snow on the ground? Is there a river? Is there any soil, or is it pretty much dry and sandy? Then describe why you believe this site is a good one to find trees with long histories. So remember, we're looking for harsh conditions. So tell me what makes this area have harsh conditions. Site description. You could Google your site description as well, so that you can find out a little bit about the area itself. Droughts in the site's records. Again, this is all just a research project. Were there any droughts in those areas? San Juan River Basin, low flow volume. So the lowest period of water flow in the early 1860s, frequent low flow occurring in the 70s and 80s, and then the second low flow period was in the 1900s. Here's a map of that low flow. I'm not asking you guys to personally crunch any numbers. You can find these online. Lee's Ferry for low flow volume. You'll be looking up Lee's Ferry a little bit. Tell me what happened in different years. Did you see similarities in tree growth at your site compared to the stream flow at both of those other locations? So you're going to be comparing the San Juan River Basin and Lee's Ferry to whichever of the 3 sites that you choose to do. For this particular one, they said tree ring and river flow line graphs correlate well with one another. The tree ring graphs depict below average precipitation data. Both tree ring graphs correlate with below average river flow. Hold on 1 second. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Getting back to what we were doing here. So your similarities should match up. Similar to what this slide looks like is what yours will look like as well. Narrow rings and low water flow. They found a figure that would indicate, where there was low water flow at, and this was just further trying to prove their point of the maps correlating with one another. This is what Lee's Ferry looked like. And the outcome of having all of this is that the trees are extremely sensitive to precipitation, as indicated by their excellent correlations and their graphs. Temperature-sensitive trees can help policymakers create adaptation management strategies for nomadic herders. And trees that are sensitive to tropical cyclones may help policymakers understand the dangers that may arise in buildings. And that's it. It's going to be a pretty simple project. You're just going to do some research. I will have everything outlined for you, so it will look pretty similar to this particular student's PowerPoint. Again, it'll vary slightly depending on the area that you